Hey guys, Nobody's Hero, and today we'll be reviewing my favorite character in Fire Emblem Heroes, which is Spring Camilla. Um, I usually run fire teams, like 90% of the time I run fire teams, and she is on every fire team I build. So we're going to go over two builds with her, but first we'll go over some of her stats. So base stats, she has a 39 HP, attack of 35, speed of 25, defense of 30, and a res of 19 for neutral stats with a BST of 148. So her attack is the third highest out of all flyers, and she's has probably the top 5 or top 6 attack out of all mages in the game or tome users. So very good there. Defense and health are pretty good, so that helps her out a lot. She's able to take a hit or two, but everything else is kind of mediocre to crappy. So her speed's not the greatest, very slow, and her res is not very good slash awful. So, and she has the second lowest BST out of all the flyer units because the last two have the same one. It's of 147, which are the other tome users, which is Howie Nowie and Summer Corn. But what she lacks in BST, she makes up for in firepower. So another thing about Spring Camilla is she was one of the first, I think, seasonal units, and her base kit is awful. You will not be using any of these. So she has Green Egg Plus, which you're not going to use unless you're doing it for the jokes. Rally attack you could possibly use because you could possibly get rally attack slash speed, but that's only if you want to build up your arena score. And then Defiant Speed 3 you're not going to use, and Live for Bounty you're not going to use. So I'm just going to not even talk about them. So to summarize before we get into the two builds that we'll talk about today, she was one of the first tome flyers in the game. Spring Camilla is considered a nuke, especially in the one build I have coming up. And she can also take physical attacks pretty well too with a high defense. Like I said before, she has one of the highest attacks for tome users, and with skill inheritance, she can be amazing in fire teams, which we'll go over right now. So the first build is her nuke build, which on the left hand side you can see my Camilla I use, which is a +3. So what you want to start off is you want to make sure you get Grownblade, which you get from Nino. And with this, what it does is it takes all the bonuses you get and adds them to the damage output, which means if you have home flyers and fortified flyers, that's another +24 damage to your opponent, which is amazing. Support is reposition. Typical flyer skill, great. Glimmer, we use Glimmer for a special because with Grownblade, it's +1 added to the cooldown cost of your special. So we use Glimmer, which is a 2, which is only a 2, so it becomes a 3. And it's +50 damage, so not too bad. Then we use Deathblow to build up her attack to get it over, I think it's get it over 60, but we'll see in the next slide. Then we use Axebreaker 3. I go between Axebreaker 3, Quick Riposte 3, Advantage 3, Renewal 3. It depends on what you want, but with Axebreaker you shore up your axe matchups, and you get more wins. Home flyers, I use home flyers because my other home flyer is either Howie Nowie or New Year's Azura, so she has home flyers on my team. And attack 3 plus helps you win a couple more close matchups and gets her attack even higher. So very good build, and it hits very hard. Hits like a truck. So with this, without fire buffs, she has attack of 54. And then when you put death blow on top of that, it's 60, which is crazy. And then this is also with attack, boon, res, bane too. So the res is just complete garbage. So don't let her take any magical damage. And then with fire buffs, with death blow 3, you get up to 66, which is absurd. Which is amazing. So, Spring Camilla nuke build against high BST heroes. She has a win percentage of 87%, which you could look up on the website at the end of the end of the video. I'll say which one it was. Some notable wins: you beat Adaltiki, you beat Winter Tharja, which is crazy. You beat Ike, Roma, Arya, and some of the Black Knight build, which is even crazier, with the weapon disadvantage. That's how strong she is. You pretty much win all blues. You win all greens except for maybe one, I think it was, or one you don't win. It's like a tie. And then your grays, you lose to most archers, and then unless you can get them on the first shot. And then reds, you get a pretty good win percentage too. So this build's crazy. This is probably her best build. And then the next build I'm going to show you is her anti-meta, anti-archer build, which I use the most. Which what you use Grom Raven, which gives you advantage against colorless foes. So you can hit for advantage against archers. Then you use Draconic Aura, or you can use Glimmer. Doesn't matter. I just use Draconic Aura because it's a pretty good skill. Use Death Blow 3 to build up her attack. Quick Riposte, so you can get doubles and you get follow-up attacks because her speed's very low. Home Fires, like I said from before, and then Iota Shield, which is what makes this build the anti-archer build. She doesn't have weakness to archers with this build, which means she wins every archer matchup now. So, I'll talk about it in the next slide after this slide, which shows stats. This is just her stats. As you can see, 49 attacks, which is still pretty good without fire buff. And then with death blow, it's 55, very good. And then with fire buff and death blow, it's 61. So that's very good too. That is very high. Okay, so with Spring Camilla, you don't get very many wins against red. Like you get almost none, and then you beat half the blues and you beat some of the greens. But what the main key of this build is, you want to take out grays, or colorless. You want to take out archers. So what I do is, with my team, I usually have the Blade Tome unit. I have my New Year's Camilla, and I have my Flying Azura. My New Year's Azura, which she she has Sing, and then she has like distance counter. That build will come up later on in a different video. But what it is I have my Blade Tome unit, I have my physical unit, and I have my dancer, and then dancer / singer. So then what I do with this Camilla is, if there's an archer on the team, I send her out there, let her attract the archer, let the archer attack her and lose. That way I get rid of the archer and then everyone else cleans up. And with my Spring Camilla, she cleans up pretty well as well. So it's still a really good build. I mean, the matchups don't look right. The matchups doesn't seem like it worked, but she does win a lot of battles, and most importantly, she gets the archer out of the way so the rest of your team can clean up. So more of like a rogue build, but it's great to have so you can so when you're in an arena and you're facing an archer, you have someone to take them out. which is very important. So I really like this build. You could also go with Triangle Depth 3, I think it is, which is also pretty good with this build, but Deathbow gives you a higher attack for most matchups and against archers. So that's Spring Command Anti-Archer. So just a quick and brief synopsis. I think she's one of the best fire units in the game when it comes to attacking, because her attack stat just goes through the roof with Death Blow and Fire buff. And on a Flyer team, I think she's 5 out of 5 with her nuke. And I think she's 5 out of 5 with her anti-archer build, because she gets rid of the archer, which enables your Flyer team to take out everybody else, which is great. In a non-Flyer team, I'd say a 3 out of 5, because it's hard. She really needs the buffs to get her over the hump with some of these matchups. And without them, she's kind of not the greatest. Still good. Maybe I give her 3.5, but we're gonna stick with a 3 because the anti-archer build's not that great. So, because you need the flyer buffs, and then also her artwork 5 out of 5. So, and then we have a new flyer coming out, Korgra, I think it is, right? And that art's ridiculous too. And a ninja flyer, which is gonna be crazy. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to make a video about her once we find out her stats, like some theory builds. So we'll see when I can get that video out. But I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, hopefully you got Spring Camilla back when she was in the Spring banner or in the Legendary Hero banner. Great character, awesome to use, very fun. For all the matchups, I got it from the Mass Simulator, as you can see in the link below. Great website. Game Press is a great website, great source for all information, and this Google Doc helps you to figure out your arena team. Also another great source for helping you guys out build your teams. So I hope you enjoyed. We'll see what the next video is when it comes to builds. And also please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. And also let me know in the comments how I can improve on these videos so I can make them better. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.